But hey, y'all. Hey, Propaganda. How you doing? Um, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I probably won't be on here long. I haven't like popped in and done like a un like a non-scheduled live. I scheduled it an hour before just because I wanted to sit down and get something to eat. But I really don't have a lot to talk about. I want to talk about World Cup because it started last night. Well, it started at 3 yesterday with Mexico playing South Africa, and Mexico won 2-0. And then last night, Czech played. Let's see, who did they play? Oh my goodness, they played South Korea, and South Korea won. So, but the big thing is that tonight United States plays, and I am not rah American about anything America, except for football. And by football, I mean soccer. I don't mean hand egg. I mean football. So I am super let's go America when it comes to football. So tonight, tonight United States plays at 9 o'clock. Well, at 10 o'clock, really. And so I will be watching and cheering. Um, hey, Deborah. I will be watching and cheering. I will probably lose my voice tonight. I hope to. That will be the signal of a good game. Um, it could also be the signal of a bad game. Uh, Either way, you know. Also, um, getting ready for Pride tomorrow. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to another Pride event. This is Pride Smyrna, and Pride Smyrna, like, so when I talk about Smyrna, I say one thing because people will be like, "Oh, okay," and really not really know anything about Smyrna at all. Smyrna is just a it's just this little city right next to my city, which is right next to Atlanta. So I don't live in Atlanta proper. I live 10 minutes outside of Atlanta proper, um, and well, actually, that's not true. I live 2 lights outside of Atlanta proper. It just takes 5 to 10 minutes. And then, but and then Smyrna is right next to us. I live in a little city called Marietta. It's not a little city; it's just a city. And Smyrna is where Julia Roberts was born. And it's an up and coming place right now. That's got a pretty young demographic and varied um, ethnicities, race categories, racialized categories. As I learned the word racial Will Fullwood, and I still don't fully understand it, so I'm not going to adopt it until I can dive more into it. But I did like I did like his explanation of why he uses it, and how he came about using it. Um, a lot of great information from that man. Um, but yeah, so uh, I don't know why I jumped onto that. But yeah, World Cup. So World Cup has started. I will be cheering my little heart out for the United States, wishing that instead of pumping money into baseball and hand egg, we would pump money into soccer and build academies and infrastructure because we would be number one in the world. We have the best athletes, in my opinion, in the world. Um, and it's just a matter of finding resources, not finding resources, but redirecting our um, our desires in terms of world sports. Um, and there are people who are like poo poo on sports, but World Cup is something that has stopped wars, literal wars. Um, It's a time when the entire world can kind of put aside the bullshit, and generations of family come together, to cheer on their countries. And players become heroes, players' names become babies' names, it's amazing to me. It truly is amazing. I've played football for many years and then dislocated my knee and ruined my career, but I've followed ever since and still haven't stopped. And yeah, mm, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yay, World Cup! I'm excited. A- and now, like, let me. Okay, so World Cup is good, fun, fun, fun. Now let me switch to women's sports because women's sports is really doing well. I've been watching women's sports for a long time, so I've been watching women's sports for probably 20 years now. Because I played soccer, or football. I'll just say soccer because I played soccer. I played with women, girls. When I was younger, I played with girls, and of course, I had to play with guys too because at that time I was masquerading as a guy. But I would watch the women's soccer team, sport college teams, and University of North Carolina, Anson Dorrance, had a grip, like a vice hold, a vice hold on women's college or collegiate soccer at that time. I remember watching women's volleyball, so much. Not the beach this is all before beach volleyball and all that crazy stuff. Hey, Casey. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. Hey, Joe. Uh, let's see. If I was a player in the World Cup, I would be suffering. Yeah, so they actually have to take hydration breaks now, which is something that when I played, and trust me, it was still 90 degrees when I played. We didn't have hydration breaks. It is getting a lot hotter, of course. So with the humidity, I don't know what the people are going to do when they come into Atlanta. They're probably going to keep the dome closed in Atlanta, and just the dome is air conditioned. They can keep it to a good, a cool air condition, a cool air conditioned space for the players and for the people. For the open air arenas, not arenas, but whatever you call them, sports theaters, sports, whatever they're called. I feel bad because it's hot. I went to a World Cup game in 1994, um, and it was hot, hot. Like sitting out in the heat watching a football game. It's cool. It was cool. I've seen like a lot of big football games, but sitting outside is just not fun in the heat. I've seen, the 96 gold medal game and the 96 semifinal game, um, soccer. Um, that the Olympics. I'm sorry, the World Cup, 1994 World Cup, was Holland. So at the time, the Netherlands. I'm sorry, the Netherlands versus Morocco, and that was a fun game. But yeah, so back to women's sports. I was watching a lot of women's sports. Soccer, of course, and volleyball, and then came roller derby, and then came like was it field hockey? Although I am not a field hockey type of person, and I don't understand field hockey all that much, except for to just knock it in the other net. I'm not really. That's not. But one thing. Oh no, I'm freezing. I'm freezing. Don't freeze. Come on, don't freeze. One thing I do like is women's basketball. Oh, who said it? Joe did. Yay! Women's basketball, WNBA, the W is so smoking right now. Like I love the walk-ins that all the ladies do. They got their fits on. They're looking good, and aside from the whole looking good thing, which is yeah, okay, that's part of it. That's the draw. They do it. They're working it, and but they can play. They can hoop, and that's what I like to see. They compete. It's not, and it's tough. It's not just like, oh, let me just touch you and you get and fouled. It is a tough game, and the Atlanta Dream should be really good this year. We've got Angel Reese, and she is amazing. We've gotten a lot of other amazing players. I wish we had kept Brittany Griner, but we didn't. No, I'm not sure. Yeah, you watched yesterday's live stream that Jenny, yeah. Okay, let's see. Howdy, Miss Hughes. I'm just catching up. Hi, I'm Michael. Hey, Robes. Good to see you. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So, Joe, I just read your entire comment. 100%, they should have yanked the entire World Cup out of the United States. 100%. Should have just yanked all games and restructured it. And they had time. FIFA is as corrupt as they come, so it's not for lack of want. It's that FIFA is corrupt and the United States is, well, where we are now. So yeah, there should have been no games in the United States. We didn't deserve this World Cup. The way we've treated, the way this administration has treated um, players just from other countries. Um, Holding them for 4 and 5 hours, um, sending them back. The Somalian referee that was sent back. I don't know. I know that Canada said that they would be happy to have him. I think Mexico said the same thing. I don't know if he's going to be able to ref this World Cup. But I think something else really good happened for him. So um, yeah, I don't know what the little flash on my screen is doing. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, one of the things I also hate is being played. I feel like I'm being played by someone, and I'm not going to mention any names right now. Um, but I feel like I'm being played. I've been putting some, I wouldn't say traps. Yeah, okay, traps into place um, to check patterns, because I'm recognizing patterns, and the pattern I'm recognizing I don't like. Um, you know, so um, let's just see if it happens. But Yeah, game tonight, game that is going, oh shit. There's a game on right now, as a matter of fact. And let me see who's playing right now. Um is this it? No, that's my iPhone case. I got a new iPhone, shit, y'all. Let me show y'all. Boom. Orange. Uh World Cup game. Okay, who's playing right now? Canada. Oh, Canada. Okay, Canada and Bosnia Herzegovina. So that's actually, I do want to see Canada play. I would like to see Canada do well. I'd like to see United States do well. And I'd like to see um, Mexico do well. Um, I cheer for all three of those teams all the time when they get in, and I also cheer for France. Yeah, they need to, Joe. I'm glad that's happening. They need to do that. Joe said they're pulling dump off of the Kennedy Center. Yeah, and I understood that there was a thing that a judge said, a justice or a judge said gave 2 weeks In 2 weeks' time, that had to be removed, which is good. Trump is just well, we all know. Um, but yeah. Oh, cannabis. Yes. That's one of the reasons I want to go back to Canada is to smoke some of that fucking good bud. Canada has got the good. And Canada is the only problem I have with Canada, because honestly, I would love to live in Canada. I'd love to live around Toronto. Um, but I cannot be in the snow for 6 months out of the year, 7 months out of the year, 8 months out of the year. It can't be cold like that. Everybody, I don't know what group I was in. I was talking to somebody, but like it's hot down here in Atlanta. It's hot. Like it's like 90 degrees, maybe actually. Let me just tell y'all what it is right now because we're going to get to it. Hi, Mish Mish, my bestie just finished work. Okay, it is 89 degrees. Um, yeah, 89 degrees. Feels like 89 degrees. Okay, so that means the humidity is not super high right now. Um, when I walked out this morning to walk my dog, it was like no joke. It was probably already 80 degrees. Uh, Oh, are you? Okay. I would love to live in Canada. I just the whole cold weather thing, the snow gets me. In Atlanta, if it snows, it's like a day, and it's not really snow. It's like ice. Um, y you know, um, I like spring in Atlanta. And this is a thing that a lot of people don't expect and about Atlanta is that we have a lot of hills and mountain type things. We're at the app trail beginning, so but also we have a lot of trees and we're really green. Like the city is really green. So there's this guy from Germany who is documenting his stay in Atlanta because he's come into town for the World Cup games. Um, and one of the things he keeps on saying is how green it is in Atlanta and how beautiful it is, and I will put it on record and I will say this like all the time. Atlanta is one of the most beautiful places I have seen in the springtime. Um, the trees that canopy over the streets, it's just like and the sunlight that shines through the tree. It's just amazing. Okay, I could just wax poetic all day and all night about that shit. I love Atlanta in the springtime. Do I like Atlanta in summer? No. Do I like Atlanta during the pollinating season? No. Um, but once we get over the pollination, the pollinating, and like once we don't get in, like, because it's kind of like summer right now, but summer's going to be worse. It's going to be in the high 90s. So we're okay right now. It's springtime still. Um, got a little bit to go until summer. How many days do we got to go? Ooh, 10 days, 9 days almost. Uh, until we get to summer time. But yeah, South in North Carolina, just outside of Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I so I am getting live updates. I don't know how this happened. Google is not your friend, people. Mm. But Google apparently just updated my shit, telling me that Canada is losing to Bosnia and Herzegovina 1-0. It's in the 24th minute, so we're still good. I'm cheering for Canada all the way. But yeah, I'd love to live in Toronto. I've been to Montreal and I loved Montreal, but of course, I don't know how to speak Québécois, and I don't even know how to speak French. So I mean, I can, yeah, well, um, but I would love to live, yeah, I would love to live in Canada. I just have to, the whole thing about actually having to work, uh, even though there's snow on the ground, bothers me for some reason. Like when it snows, I need to be inside and not going anywhere. When there is talk of snow in Atlanta, all of the bread, all of the toilet paper, all of the paper towels, and pretty much all the alcohol are pretty much gone. But the good thing is, the good thing is that the plugs are usually still working, so you can get your weed. Um, and Atlanta, for a place that is still technically illegal, it's like legal. Like people smoke weed, like I I just don't understand. Like, why is it still illegal in Atlanta? Because it's just everywhere. Like it's just like a little cloud that smells like weed, and I love it. So, um, so yeah, let's see. Can I think of anything else? No, it's 89 degrees. Let me see what Bestie said real quick. How do you finish at 4? No, so she's not finished yet. Uh, uh, okay. Yeah, so that's really all I got for y'all today. I didn't have a lot to talk about. I wanted to talk about World Cup. I did. I wanted to talk about women's sports. I did. Keep in touch with the women's sports, y'all. The women are doing it big, especially women's basketball and women's football. Um, Sophia Jones and the what are they called? Triple espresso. Check out Triple Espresso. Like look them up. Triple Espresso for the United States football team. They're pretty badass. Um, and yeah, I cheer the United States women. I cannot wait for United States Women's World Cup. That is almost um, that is for me that's like my big cheer for a United States team is the United States women. I've been cheering for the women since the infamous what's her name? God, Brittany, Bethany, no, Brittany, the one who took her shirt off and running around after she scored the crucial goal that gave the United States the World Cup. I think we've won World Cup 3 times now. 3 times, which is nice. 3 times is nice. We've got those 3 stars on our jersey. Yeah, I'm down with United States Women's World Cup team. The last game they played, I don't know if y'all caught the last game the women played, which was a couple nights ago. They played Brazil. Maybe it was yesterday, 2 days ago. They played Brazil, and there were like, I don't know, 4 or 5 red cards, 9 something. There were a lot of red cards, y'all. Like Brazil, like there were so many fouls. Brazil was like tackling them basically. Um, but the United States did win, not by much, but they did win 1-0. And a win is a win. We know that by like Arsenal winning. Um, and so, yeah, okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Shop away. Joe, well, that is really good for you. I can get, so it's kind of funny. And in Georgia, and you can get a medical marijuana card, but it's not for flower. They say no botanicals. It's tinctures, oils, things like that. And since I have Crohn's disease, I can actually get a medical marijuana card. But none of my physicians will do it. None of them. I can go to a physician that I can just pay like $250, and that physician would be like, "Oh, you have Crohn's disease? Okay, cool. There you go." And then I would have to pay an additional whatever you have to pay and send all the stuff in. I'm just not interested in it like that because as of right now, there's not. a route or route to legalization, just because it is decriminalized. The mayor has made it, or the governor, I'm sorry, has made it explicitly clear that that legalization is not around the corner. And that, of course, just means that they can't find a way to make money on it yet. As soon as they find a way, the Republicans, as soon as the Republicans find a way, or basically like Philip Morris, let's say, Philip Morris and all the cigarette, big tobacco brands, and big alcohol brands, until they find a way to actually like hardcore capitalize on it. um, I have a feeling it's not going to be legal in the entirety of the United States. Philip Morris would cry, and go bankrupt really quickly. As it is already, people are drinking a lot less, as we should. Drinking, to me, drinking is not good. I don't know, like, not I am not. I don't have a problem with drinking. I stopped drinking because I thought it tasted nasty. I had a long history with drinking. I used to be a blackout drunk, um, and then I used to just drink socially, and then I used to just drink, you know? And then one day I was like, I was drinking a beer. I remember I remember it was a Heineken. So I was drinking a Heineken and I was like, this tastes like piss. And so I dumped it out and I haven't had a drink since. And this was almost 2 years ago. Um, yeah, it's kind of like how I did with cigarettes. So I started smoking when I was 16, and stopped when I was 42. Well, 40, 41. Um, and it was just one day. I was like, you know what? I was smoking the cigarette. And I looked at it and I was like, "Uh, this is disgusting." And I threw it down, stepped it out, took the pack that I had, threw it in the trash, and haven't smoked a cigarette since that day. Yeah, I like that when I'm finally done with something, I'm done. Um, you know, it's the getting to be done part that I have a problem with, because I tend to give people chances, a lot of chances, and that gets me in trouble sometimes, in trouble because, like, people take advantage of my kindness, or, my yeah, people sometimes take advantage of me, and that's how I feel like right now. So, I feel like somebody's trying to take advantage of me. Um, so yeah, but either way, y'all watch the United States tonight at 10 o'clock. Cheer for them. Uh, cheer for Canada today. I call Canada Canada. I'm sure somebody else has said it before. I know I'm not brand new at this shit. But thanks for joining, y'all. Have a great one. Let's do the closing. No trash, no transphobia, no, no racism, and I definitely mean this. No racism, y'all. Come on, anti-race. Be anti-racist. If you hear racism, call it out. No transphobia. Same thing. We really need to, all marginalized communities, stick together now, and all allies need to come and speak up. If you see shit going down, jump in. Don't be afraid to help people. And the reason why I say this is because I know of examples of like, let's just say, um, it- trans people riding trains, going home, going to work, going home, you know, like, and people confronting them on trains, and no one else speaking up. The train goes silent. We don't need that. It's at that point when we need our allies to get up and stick up for us. We don't need to be the stereotypical angry trans person who can't control themselves and lashes out. Um, you know, we can stick up for ourselves, but oftentimes that ends in violence. That is not necessary. So anyway, no transphobia, no racism, no ableism, no sexism. What's the last one? No homophobia, no Islamophobia, no xenophobia. And I mean those two, y'all. This is not just some kind of bullshit. I mean all of this. Um, Land back, reparations, no borders, y'all. Fuck Trump and fuck ICE. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.